Oh, we got the timer going. Let's go. Vibrant CEO. Vibrant CEO workshop is on. I'm going to do this in Instagram and I'm going to do it in Facebook and I'm going to do it in Zoom all at the same time. Let's see how we pull that off today. And voila, rather than a 5-minute timer, we're just doing a 30-second timer. And then let's roll. Okay, change the speak. We've got it on speaker view. Hey, Leah. Hey, Robin. I know others are coming in the room. This is going to be so good. For everybody in the Facebook world, for everybody in the Instagram world, I am excited to pour into you. We are on day 2 of the Vibrant CEO workshop for women who want to be the CEO of their lives, their health, their relationships, and their future. So for those of you that have your workbook, today is about improving productivity, energy, and focus for my bottom line, and to communicate in my partnership with ease and pleasure. For those of you watching in the Facebook world, in the description is the Zoom link. You're welcome to pop over to Zoom. You're welcome to stay in Facebook, whatever you enjoy. But obviously, I'm going to see the comments more easily if you're in Zoom. And let's think. What did we cover yesterday? We talked about a little bit around the moon cycle, and I'm hearing more questions there. We did a deep dive into passion. We did a deep dive into feminine energy and what that looks like from a pulling perspective. We talked about health and sleep and some key nuggets in regard to nutrition and supplementation. Today, let's get into some nitty gritty. So hopefully you have your workbook. I like to have mine printed up. If you are registered for this Vibrant CEO workshop, it's been emailed. Also, open that email from last night. If you're watching the replay, make sure you check your email. I emailed out a free resource to everyone that is that menstrual tracker. It's fascinating. There's been a lot of feedback, women really enjoying that content and asking for more. And so use that tracker, and I'll go over it a little bit today. Wanted to remind you that you have your own personal success advisor. So that's Maria and Sarah. They have reached out to you. I encourage, and if for those of you on Instagram, if you're not registered, you're welcome to register. Send me a DM. I'll get you the details that you want. Oh, my sweater's there. And they're there to support you every step of the way. So if you have specific questions, if there's more that you really want to dig into, have a conversation with Sarah, have a conversation with Maria, respond to their messages. Maria is often reaching out to you from my account, but she'll say, this is Maria, and they're there to give you the hand holding. Okay. You also can email at any point, successadvisor@marayabrown.com. And you can send a text message. So as a reminder, when you have the workbook, the text number is there. If you don't have it, it's 541-904-4441. Send a message at any point and book a call. All right. Just allow yourself to fully receive and embrace this experience. They're there to support you. They're there to relay your specific questions to me and give you the extra personalized touch. Okay, hopefully you commented on the homework thread yesterday. And as a reminder, we've got the giveaway. Swag bag. Who did the giveaway? Okay, for those of you that don't remember what the giveaway is, let me remind you. So what you do is you just simply go into Facebook. For those of you on Instagram, yes, go over to Facebook. Go to my business profile. So do a search for Maraya Brown. You'll see I'm wearing like a red wool vesty fleecy kind of thing. So find my profile, follow, and then scroll down. You'll see this live. Okay. When you see this live, all you need to do is just share it. Share it to your profile. We'll keep track of all of the shares, and someone who shares is going to get this yummy swag bag. It's about $200 value with a personalized journal and pen and gua sha and jade roller and a personalized necklace and a frother and some adaptogens, plus this beautiful organic cotton bag that says, I am a vibrant, powerful, and sensual woman. So for those of you that like to just be gifted something around a $200 value, my pleasure to gift it to you. All you need to do is go to my business Facebook page, follow, share. That's it. Simple. You're welcome to do it right now. And then just put in the chat, swag bag. Put in the chat, swag bag. Hey, Leah, I see you saying, hey. So if you've already shared it, put it in the chat, swag bag. If you haven't shared it yet, you're welcome to do it right now. Okay. You're welcome to multitask for now. Once you're done with that, then my preference is that you're turning notifications off. We're turning off the multitasking, and you're staying focused here with me to fully receive, to fully soak up what I'm putting down, so you can tap in, tune in, turn on. And let's really dig in to further expanding the conversation that we had yesterday, getting into how are we treating our partner as the CVO. We're going to talk about erotic blueprint. I'm going to dig more into this whole moon cycle, menstrual cycle thing. I might make it through the whole workbook. I might not. It's all good. Okay, so let's see in the chat. Say, I feel ready. In the chat, I feel ready. Hi, Maria. Hi. Oh, there I see a lot of people over on Instagram. Hi, nice to see you. Would love to see it. Just type in, I feel ready. I'm so ready. Something and gay. Okay, let's go. Just as a reminder, tomorrow is the live Q&A, and we have the VIP day. You're going to see Kathleen Cameron and Wanda Watson. They're both sharing their testimonials. Today we have Anna popping on. These are just real women that have had tremendous life-changing experiences being the CEO of their lives. And so honor them when they share their vulnerable story. And 3 of the master coaches are all going to be on tomorrow, and we'll have hot seats. Okay, so that's a space for you to really ask your questions, and it will be me as well as the master coaches all there to answer your questions. Because as a reminder, I haven't really mentioned it yet, but I do have a signature program called the Women's Vibrancy Code. And in that is me and my expertise, as well as a multidisciplinary, streamlined blueprint of a team that is there to support you. So you'll all get the extra hand holding tomorrow. Many of these experts generally charge $500 to $1,000 an hour, and you get access to them tomorrow. So we're going to try to do our best to perpetually make this as simple for you as possible and as streamlined, because what I know is we all live very productive lives. Particularly for the women here in this space, I honor that you are showing up as the CEO of your schedule, and the CEO of your life, and the CEO of your health, and the CEO of your business if you have one. And as a reminder, this is information. This is not implementation. Okay, so I really encourage you to take your notes, heed my words, take this seriously, be here and present, and then figure out by the end 1 or 2 things that you're going to put into implementation. Okay, for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Maraya Brown. Yes, Mariah, like Mariah Carey, but you're not going to hear me sing much. I'm a Yale and functional medicine trained women's health expert. So I've been running the women's health and running international health projects throughout the world. I'd finished my medical training in 2007 as a nurse practitioner, but before that, I've really been serving women since 2000. Okay. This is my jam. I midwife women through chapters of change so they can feel turned on by their life, their lover, and themselves. Okay. That's specifically through the lens of health and hormones and libido. Okay. So I'm seeing in the chat, I'm ready. Hey, Maria. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Aaliyah. Hey, Leah. I'm seeing everybody's name. So thank you so much for being here. Hey, Robin. Really nice to see everybody. I want us all to take a pause and acknowledge that we are worthy. Okay. We are worthy of changing a pattern. Okay. Give me a yes, I am. Give me a yes, I am. I am worthy of changing a pattern. Because sometimes we desire change, but it's confronting. It's in confronting to actually implement change, because deep at the unconscious level, change is not safe. Even though you're longing to feel more vibrant, you're longing to feel more turned on, you're longing to feel more connected, you're longing to speak up for your desires, you're longing to have better sleep, you're longing to prioritize your wellness just as much as you prioritize your business and your family and the communities that you serve. And if that feels like a new pattern that is stretching, you are worthy. And I've seen, yes, I am worthy, totally worthy. Yes, yes. So pull out your workbooks. Let's get into this. What is the current scenario with my energy, sleep, mood, and potential for burnout. So I want you to get quiet with yourself and think, okay, how much am I burning the candle at both ends? Putting out the fire in front of me, thinking that my health, I'll get to it at some point. I'm gonna try to do my best to clean up my diet. I'm gonna try to do my best to fit in some exercise. But the reality is, when you really get quiet with your energy through the day, the quality of sleep, your stability of mood throughout the month, and your potential for burnout might actually be quite high. Okay. So if that is you, just acknowledge in the chat, um, I am a priority. Type it out. I am a priority. I am a priority. Okay. When women come and work with me, many of them have been given a prescription after a blood test, but it's not moving the needle. They're not feeling better. Okay. And how is that working for you? Yes, I'm seeing I'm a priority. Yes. So women that come and work with me, they say, no thanks. Or, yes, I'll still see my mainstream provider and I want to get to the foundational cause, not just a band aid on a festering wound, but why am I feeling the ways that I'm feeling? Because I want to build a legacy. I want to serve greatly out in the world. And in order to do that, what foundational shifts do I need to make that can be simple and streamlined and personalized? So that's what we're getting into, not rolling the dice with supplements, taking advice from an 18-year-old at GNC or Google Doc late at night where you're like Googling the things. Okay. Or going to providers that maybe have taken one nutrition class and really are just taught, pretty cookie cutter. I don't mean to be judgmental, but pretty cookie cutter medicine. Versus saying, I really want foundational shift. I want to feel freaking spectacular. Okay. Even if you've seen naturopaths and you've done all the things. I had a woman come to me about a month ago. She brought me her Dutch test that a naturopath had ordered and looked at more than a year ago. And I could not believe the provider said nothing about the fact that she had screaming estrogen dominance that had gone completely unnoticed for more than a year. And the symptoms that she was complaining of, I just couldn't believe that a naturopath who had ordered the Dutch test saw her results and didn't say anything about it. Okay. I had a VIP client who had seen every provider under the sun, all the tests, all the imaging. And in my mind, there was a very glaring, blinking red light that was like, how about this? And nobody had suggested it. So the reason I say this is it means you get to continue to advocate for yourself. Even if you've seen the naturopaths and the acupuncturists and you've done the programs and you've done the courses, if you're still longing to feel more spectacular, there's someone out there. And it doesn't mean that you've wasted your time, but it also does mean that there are other ways to streamline your time and get distinct solutions. And in my programs and my space that I'm excited to at some point tell you about, you have a multidisciplinary team that's there to help you, not just once again smashing out the check engine light, but actually saying, let's take a peek at what's going on. Okay. Okay, taking a breath. Let's look at the workbook. So like I asked you, what is the current scenario with my energy, sleep, mood, and potential for burnout? Can you be honest with yourself? Are you already at burnout? Do you know that if you continue the pace that you're going and the way that you're doing it, it might lead to burnout? Maybe you're overdoing it with exercise. Maybe you're overdoing it with caffeine. Maybe you're just too tired to even try because you're already at burnout. Maybe you've had somebody even look at your saliva tests and look at your adrenal testing, and they've told you you have high cortisol or super low cortisol, but you don't know what to do with that. Okay. So let's get really honest with ourselves. Next in the workbook, what I put down is partner as CVO. What needs to change? Anybody have any guesses? What's CVO? Put it in the chat. Any guesses? What do you think CVO is? CVO as your partner. CVO. Anybody have a guess? I'm not seeing any guesses. Chief Venting Officer is what I call it. So, how many of us are working And we use our partnership as a place to come home and vent. We vent the things that aren't working, the friendships that feel tense, the struggles that we're having hiring and onboarding and working with agencies and hitting our head up against the wall trying to figure out KPIs and SOPs, or you really want to volunteer in your school system and in your community, and you come home and you use your partnership as a place to vent. Okay. And what I want to remind you is that many women let me know that their partnerships feel like they're lacking passion, they're lacking deep connection, and they're lacking libido, they're lacking turn on. And so, my question is it that you're not turned on, or is it that you're not turned on by what's being offered to you? And so, yes, we can look at it from a physiological standpoint, but when we treat our partnerships or our husband as a CVO and we vent, and it feels like the relationship is more transactional, more business than anything else. We're talking logistics with the household and the kids and the business. Well, where's the intimacy there? Where's the connection? Where's the vulnerability? Okay. Versus utilizing our time and energy with our husbands or our partners, or if you're single, with your dear friends, to say, is this how I want to use my time when I have time and space to connect? And can I find a different place to vent? Can I find a different place to vent about my experience as a mom? Yes, sometimes we have those conversations within our partnership, and a woman's arousal system is not spontaneous. Okay? It's responsive. Meaning, if you would like to feel more passionate, specifically more passionate about your intimate, passionate relationship in your marriage or your partnership, our arousal as women adds on from morning to afternoon to night because our arousal system is responsive. And so when we start to shift the nature of how we engage in our relationships and our marriage, it will start shifting our turn on. Maybe there's some physiological stuff. So yes, I can look at your adrenal 24-hour cortisol curve. Yes, I can look at your estrogen and your testosterone and your DHEA and your progesterone. Yes, yes. We can look at your vitamin D level and do a really comprehensive thyroid panel. And with that, even if you've gone to your provider and they said that they have tested your thyroid, but you still feel like there could be something going on, reach out to me. There are other tests that we can look through a slightly different lens to see, is there something going on with your thyroid that's impacting your libido, impacting your mood, impacting your weight, impacting your energy, and they've just ordered the wrong tests, or they've looked at the tests with a range that's too broad. So let's get the physiology out of the way. And then we get to go, okay, wait a minute. If I am the CEO of my life and I really want to feel that intimate turn on in my partnership, can I shift the way in which I'm approaching the relationship? So write down for yourself, if you have the workbook, write it there. If you don't have the workbook, write it, grab pen and paper and write down what needs to change in regard to how you're approaching your intimate relationships. Okay. Particularly for a woman who is quite ambitious. Often we're perfectionists. We have a need to control. We work hard. We white knuckle it. We've got high stress, high control, high vigilance, high vigilance. And in that scenario, once again, cortisol is kryptonite to the libido. So there's no space for libido. And often that ambitious woman who is in a heterosexual relationship will end up emasculating her man, which blocks us being able to be in that pull energy, that feminine energy, and limits our male partner from being able to fully embrace and be in his power and his push, his masculine. Now, we all have feminine and masculine. We all want to be in pull and push, right? But we also get to balance it. Hey, Aaliyah, will you let me know when Anna pops on just so that I get to really utilize her time? Thank you. So my story specifically, as I built my own business and really started showing up as a CEO, for those of you, I think I've said this already, but I ended up bringing my husband home to be the chief household manager. So, not the CVO, but my CHO, chief household manager, July of 2021. It made the most sense for us with the lifestyle that we want to live, the way in which I love what I do. And we also wanted geographic and time freedom. And so brought him home. He's helping in the household, he's helping run the business in some ways. And um, initially, there was some growing pains for me. I had to navigate, okay, now I'm the breadwinner. How can I still be in my feminine? How can I still be in that receiving space? Right. And for us, part of the doorway was shifting our sexual relationship. Okay. Using that as a venue to still really allow that feminine and masculine expression. And I use the word feminine and masculine, I kind of cautiously, because nowadays there's so many different definitions of it, but hopefully you're hearing my intention. And one of the things that we did was the erotic blueprint. So that's next on the workbook for those of you that have the workbook. When we talk about erotic blueprint, okay, many of us know about the 5 love languages. Okay, so maybe your love language is quality time, or it's touch, or words of affirmation, whatever it may be. And as we understand the 5 love languages, it's from the perspective of my love language is quality time. Okay, so if my husband brings home flowers, how sweet. If his love language is gifts, he might be saying, I love you. But I might not necessarily be hearing it as I love you, because my love language is quality time. Okay. So, in the same conversation, I want to talk a little bit about erotic blueprint. Okay. So, I think of it through the lens kind of like we think of the love language. So, it's about figuring out what is the language that I best communicate with my partner, and how do I make shifts and understand how he or she receives that communication. Okay. So, yes, I like to talk about taboo topics. Okay. There's a little bit of, you get to squirm a little bit for those of you that are uncomfortable. And I think it's important. We get to talk about these bold things because I want you to feel passionate about your relationship and passionate about your work and passionate about who you see in the mirror. It's all important. Okay. So erotic blueprints, write this down. Number 1, sexual. Number 2, sensual. Number 3, energetic. Number 4, kinky. Number 5, shapeshifter. Oh, I think I saw Anna just pop in. So I want to make sure. Yeah, I saw Anna. Okay, Anna, I see you. So once again, write these down: sexual, sensual, energetic, kinky, and shapeshifter. And let's get into this conversation. It's going to be juicy. Get ready. Leah says, I love this topic. I'm energetic and shapeshifter. Amazing. So Leah, you're probably shapeshifter because shapeshifter is all of them. But it sounds like energetic is strongest for you. So we all have these different erotic blueprints. The question is, what is our dominant? And how do we really understand all 5 of the languages so that we can better express ourselves, better understand our partners, and better understand how they're received. And hi, Heidi, nice to see you too. Before I get there, there's just a little teaser. La, 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 la. We're going to go there, but I want to make sure I honor Anna's time while we have her here, because Anna, I know that you're flying and there was a storm and who knows where you, let me go spotlight myself, and I'm going to spotlight Anna. Add spotlight. There. Hi.
Hi.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you.
Good
Good.
to see you too.
Did you change your flight?
I did. I changed my
Okay.
flight. Yeah.
And where are you in the world?
Florida.
You're in Florida. It snowed here today.
Yeah. It's snowing everywhere, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. In Florida,
Okay.
but on my way home.
Okay, good. And Laura, Anna lives in Rhode Island. So for those of you that are like, what's going on? I wanted to bring Anna in just to share her own story. And this was the time that worked best for her. So we're just integrating this in. And then stay tuned. We'll keep talking about erotic blueprint. So Anna, hi, thanks for your time. Um, we're talking a lot about women that are willing to show up as the CEO of their lives and the CEO of their health as well as the CEO of their business. So I'm curious, before we started working together, when you can look back more than a year ago, um, what were the pain points for you? What was missing in how you were showing up as the CEO, not just of your business, but of other areas of your life?
Mm. I love that I'm at an airport. Anyways, so the areas of my life, there's like a bunch of men around me, but it's okay. I'm gonna go with it. I don't even know these people.
Yeah.
Um, I wasn't showing up for my marriage. And the most important thing to me was my work. And I was showing up and not showing up, right? Um, and with the program, I have shown up for my marriage. Like real like I think about my birthday last year and my birthday, I did spend it was just my birthday this year. And I did spend it by myself in Florida, but there was so much connection and so much love and so many things with my relationship and where it has come. And like um it's just amazing. I remember just 2 weeks ago I was closed a new client, huge client, $500,000. And um I sent a note to my husband. I'm like, this wasn't possible because of you. This is like all of this is possible because of the relationship we have, but we didn't have that before. We were good, we weren't like bad, but we have like a juicy, loving relationship. And I
Mhm.
really prioritized and understood what that means. And also what that means for me to be healthy and to balance all of the things. And I think
Mhm.
you talk a lot about that, a lot about like, you know, just like having a juicy relationship and how important it is and how to do those things and how to get like literally the how to's. It's like you almost
Mhm.
forget, which is weird, but you do.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So what I'm hearing was you obviously were building a very successful business. I mean, you already mentioned 500,000 with one client. So as you guys can tell, Anna does very well running a pretty phenomenal marketing agency. And what I heard was you weren't necessarily showing up as the CEO of your partnership,
mhm.
and there wasn't juiciness within your marriage, which tells me there might not have been juiciness within yourself in
Yeah.
how you approached passion and
Mhm.
self-care outside of work.
Mhm.
So when we first started working together, work was the main priority.
Yeah.
Yep.
ab-
Anything else that felt like you can now look back and go in retrospect, I was really doing a good job at building a business, but there were areas of my life where that I wasn't paying attention to in regard to my
I
energy,
wasn't
my yeah, go ahead.
prioritizing my nervous system at all,
Um,
like at all. Like the amount of coffee I would drink was like insane and I couldn't sleep at night and I was jittery all day and I was impatient and I was rushing and I was going too fast and mistakes were made and it was all like my nervous system was like going haywire.
mhm,
And I never thought I could stop drinking coffee. And it's been like a game changer, like game to the point where I told you I had coffee like a couple weeks and I was like, and I was like, oh, I don't
mhm,
like this. Like, I don't like, I almost felt like high, like it
mhm,
was really a horrible feeling. And it was like almost like you kind of had to like wait through it, like you were like on this high you didn't want to be on. And then it was like, and then it was horrible. It was
mhm.
actually really bad. I was like, when is this gonna end? You
Right.
know?
So the jitteriness, the feelings of being impatient, and the nervous system just being so like I have the visual of a really wound up coil. And then, of course, that must have been felt by your team and your employees and your husband and your daughter and your friendships and your family members.
Yeah. I I burned out two key employees, like completely burned them out.
Mm,
And that was a big changer for me. Like I recognized that it was me, and because I was burning myself out, but like I could see the vision. So I guess I can hold stronger with my employees. Like they were like, And one of them, I mean, oh my gosh, I cried like, I was like, you can't leave. Like, she's just amazing. But I knew, right? And then it was like, how can I be better? And it was that, it's just like that energy of like, and like
Right.
no one can support that. No one can sustain that. And my employees felt it, my team felt it.
Hmm. And so now, fast forward, we've been working together for more than a year. You've come to one of the women's vibrancy retreats. Does your nervous system feel different? Do you feel less jittery?
Hmm.
Obviously, I'm hearing that your relationship feels more connected.
Oh,
How is
absolutely.
that changing in regard to how you show up as the CEO of your business, your life, your health, all of it?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I think the conversations I have with my team are much healthier. I have a much healthier team. Like, oh, I take things slowly. Like, I remember um there was a bunch of things going on and I was so reactive, like because I was just like a shook soda bottle, like all the time. And
Mhm.
I've had to have those same conversations, but because I have more clarity, right? I'm not so like drugged up, I guess, on caffeine. Like,
Mhm.
I'm able to be like, okay, this happened and I'm going to think through it and then we're going to talk about it and we're going to figure it out. And everyone's like, whoa.
I love it. Um, what else has changed? I know that there's been change in your hormones and your
Mhm.
skin and
My
what,
skin, my hair.
so
Yeah.
what else? Just paint another picture around what has transformed for you as you started prioritizing your health. What else changed?
Just, I would say everything. I think the most important thing to me and why I love working with you is that it's very, I like data. I'm very data driven and it's a very data driven process. Meaning, like, if you're working with someone on your health, right, you're not like, I guess you can lose, you can yo-yo, lose weight, like maybe, right? And you're like, okay, like these things have changed. But with you literally like go through like your hormones. This is what's happening. And, I remember we were looking at the chart and you were like, what happens at this time? You seem kind of depressed. Your hormones are showing me. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe because I'm journaling and it's like, okay, we're going to do this, and that. Let's check back in 3 months and then see how this has changed. Right. So, like, those are data points. Like, that's like
Mhm.
literally like what I would love from my doctor that I'm not getting.
Mhm. Mhm. Right. So what I'm hearing is that your relationship feels different. You feeling like you have a really personalized, specific blueprint to address quantifiable and qualifiable moving the needle so that your skin has changed and your hair has changed and your nervous system is kind of feeling more calm. But also you feel super validated. Like, wow, how did you know that at that time in the day I do feel a little bit more melancholic? And you have specific ways to make some changes. And so I'm curious, what have been some of your your favorite aspects? I'm hearing the data, um, and the one-on-one time with me. Anything else? 'Cause for those of you that don't know, Anna has been in the Women's Vibrancy Code, which you haven't even heard about yet, but you will. And then also the Women's Vibrancy Retreat. Any specific aspects of those options that you enrolled in that really were like, ooh, this was significant for me?
Um, I didn't know coming in how I was going to feel about group coaching with around health because that felt very specific to me,
Hmm.
and it's really feels good to have open conversations about all the things. I'm 43, right? So it's like perimenopause and pelvic health and skin health and all of the things, like everything that is covered.
Hmm.
So I I feel really supported and I don't feel I honestly never go into the portal and but I feel so supported. Like I'm learning so much and I
Hmm.
don't need to because I think like I feel like I'm like, oh, okay, that person asked that question and all these it's a very it's like, I don't know, it's like seeing your doctor once a week and then being like, like checking in, be like, "Okay, this is your
Yeah.
progress."
Yeah.
And then other people being like, "Oh, what it reminds me of? It reminds me of which it was my favorite thing about being pregnant was like the moms group. And then
Mm,
like you felt so validated. And even with my friends who may had had a baby, I think only my sister and one other friend had babies, but it's like you forget like that, like all those little steps. So to be in a group with women who are going through the same thing at the same exact time and be like, oh my
mhm.
God, yes. And like that pain. And did you eat a banana because you had a cramp? You're like, oh, things like that.
Totally, totally. Oh, I love it. And we've talked a good amount so far, at least yesterday, in that it's not just about moving the needle, so to speak, and or the goalpost and accomplishing the goal, because obviously you're super accomplished in as a CEO running I think it's fair to say, hopefully I can say out loud, an eight-figure business. And how has the changes in the intimacy in your relationship, the changes in feeling cared for, the changes in your hair, skin, and nails, and health, and all of that, how is that then converting over to how you're showing up in your work and how you're showing up in your friendships and your relationships?
Um, Definitely like more confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say like just my nervous system being like really chill, right? So I'm better with my team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just feeling like I'm supported, I'm being like caring for myself,
Yeah.
right? And it's just not a massage or whatever. It's like I'm like longevity is important to me. I
Yeah.
have an empire to build and a family that I want to see grow very, very old.
Yep.
And that honestly was one of my biggest fears with this company is sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. Like, and
Mhm.
I'm like, "Knock on wood." But you know what but like
Yeah.
there was definitely those moments where I was just like, "Holy crap." And it's one of the reasons I left corporate America and I found myself on the same trajectory, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like I'm like, I have the blueprint for a long life and a healthy life.
Yeah. And so you're moving the goalposts and accomplishing goals while also shifting who you be in the process and how you show up for yourself, your family, and your husband and your employees.
Yeah,
So you
absolutely.
don't have to worry about the burnout. Awesome. I love it. I want to honor your time while you're at the airport. Anything else that you want to add about just who you've become and how you've changed and the significance that it's made in your life as you show up?
Uh, you know, just I already like looked into like all of like some of the things, not all of the things, but like,
Mhm.
I knew like certain vitamins and I knew certain things and I knew certain foods. Um, but there's so much clarity in like specific to me and my health and my life and what my tests show that that has definitely it just gives me more confidence in what I'm doing, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, I know that I am taking care of myself,
Yep.
right? Where before it was like, well,
Mhm.
taking all these vitamins, hopefully they work, right? Now I'm like,
Yep.
it's specific to 100% me, right? Because
Yep.
there's literally like tests, like there's all like there's tests that are saying this is what you need, this is what you get, and then we like, um, so it's just that it's like more like confidence in like in what I'm doing for my health, right?
Mhm.
My husband's neighbor, she was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Um, and I think about those things, I think about like, longevity is really important, like
Yep.
really, really important.
Yep. And when we focus on it, we will never know the things that we prevented.
Yes, I love that. You say that a lot. And I love that.
And we get to celebrate it. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you. And yes, it really is a streamlined, personalized blueprint for all of us that live very full, productive lives. And like you said, you have access to the whole website portal, but you don't dedicate the time and energy. And yet there are so many other aspects of being within the Women's Vibrancy Code that you do access in the ways that you want to and the timing that you want to, and you feel like you're getting perpetually exactly what you
Oh,
need.
absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say about the retreat?
Um, Oh my God, it was just like so good. The food was yummy. It was powerful. It was deep. It was just it's such a full body experience,
Hmm.
literally. Like it was just how can I describe it? I don't know. It was life changing. It's really good. I mean, it's so I don't know if you guys can hear that. So sorry. I was in the program for a year and didn't do anything, like did zero. And
Well, I
once
don't
I
think
was
zero,
free,
not zero, but
but
you kept it minimal.
very minimal. Well, exactly. Like I did 10%. I went to the retreat and I went to like 210%. So that's how changing it was. Um,
Hmm.
there was just women that their life had changed. And to me, that was the biggest impact. I was like, to me, longevity is important. And I have someone in my back pocket who has the capabilities to give me what I want. And I've been ignoring her. And that is shame on me. And when I took that on and said, I'm going to change that, my skin changed, my relationship changed, my everything changed. Right.
Hmm.
So I guess when I say zero is because I couldn't have been sitting here today and being like, oh, yeah, this was great because I wasn't putting in the work. And that was really, that was game changer for me because I saw the changes in other women and I was like,
Yeah.
holy cow, what am I doing? If
Hmm.
this is like, if longevity is really important and I prioritize that, that doesn't mean you just hire someone and do minimal. You put in the effort and the rewards are like 200%.
Yeah. And it's true. I mean, I think it was about 8 months in. You were taking steps, but after the retreat, you amped it up, and now you're with your second year with me and coming to your second retreat, and it's phenomenal to see the results. And there were results at the beginning, but you know, I couldn't be in your home and on the end of your fork and being the one to go, here's the test. No, you actually have to pee on the thing and collect your poop.
Yeah. But my
And
skin
once you
changed right
did, now we
away.
have the
Yeah.
quantifiables.
My skin was a big one right away.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
but I guess I should just say like you and Aaliyah were amazing, like following up and doing the things and my skin changing was really important.
Mhm.
But I realized that there was like, 110% more that I could be doing with you, that it
Yeah.
wasn't just about my skin,
Yeah.
and clearing
Right.
up. It was about like longevity, which is really my purpose.
Hmm. And then it transformed how you show up in your business and how you show up as a wife and how you show up as a friend and how you show up for yourself.
Mhm.
It's been really spectacular to watch, and I love you, and I just love working with you, and um, I'm proud of who you're being.
No, thank you. Thank you. I
Mhm.
love you too.
All
Uh,
right. Anything else?
no, I think
Okay.
I think that's good. And I hope anyone here, um, you know, it's really like it's life changing. And there's very little, so I do a ton of coaching. I go to so many coaches and there aren't, you're probably the only one that I would say is life changing.
Aw.
Like literally change your life. Like, because like you can track, like you can literally track it. Like, it's like,
Mhm.
there's no denying like, oh, you were here and now you're here. Like, like, I don't know.
Mhm.
It's
I'm seeing Erica in the chat, and I really want to honor your time and move on for those because I know that everybody's going, what about erotic blueprint? But Erica said, what are some of the changes in your skin? And Erica, what I want to say to you is they were specific for Anna, because part of it was related to her hormones. And
yeah.
part of it was related to her nutrition and then also giving her personalized supplementation. And so she could answer that question. And Erica, while I'm working with you, it's also a very personalized approach. And so what she did might not be what someone else would want to do. Um, and so I think if you're okay with it, I'd like to unless is there anything in particular you want to say, Anna, regarding a specific change?
No, I mean, I would say 100%. It was very specific to me. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
I mean, we covered eating more of this color and that color and adding niacinamide and addressing some of the hormonal imbalances and some of the gut dysbiosis, right? It's a very personalized approach. And I want to honor your time. You're about to catch a flight, and we've got women. We're going to make it through the workbook, and I'm just so grateful. And I'll see you in March.
Okay. See you soon.
Love
Talk to
you.
you. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Uh-huh. And Erica says, wishing you good travels. Yes. Isn't it fun to travel? Although right now it's kind of intense. Okay, let's talk about erotic blueprint. And for those of you, you're welcome to put in the chat. Thanks for sharing. Put in the chat. Thanks for sharing, because we get to honor women when they're willing to show up daringly and share kind of personal stuff. I see you, Leah. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you for exposing yourself. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Okay. So like I mentioned, there's the blueprints. Let's see if we can go through these relatively quickly. And I also want to make sure to go over the moon cycle. And we've got 45 minutes to go, but it goes so fast. And I've seen Erica and Whitney sharing appreciation. Yes, yes. Okay. So like I said, we have this erotic blueprint idea, and it was a big game changer as I'm perpetually figuring out I want to have a sensual, passionate experience in my life, in how I see myself, and with my loving relationship. Okay. And for those of you that have a partner, have a husband, awesome. This is also relevant to those of you that are single, because we still get to be in a place of self exploration, get to know ourselves a bit better. So let me just go through some key points. Energetic. Generally, the turn ons are the space, the longing, the presence, the eye gazing. Okay. An energetic individual might be multi orgasmic. They might be able to really feel just hovering touch. Okay. They feel more actually with less touch. They like the sacred, the tantra, the kundalini, the yoga, the meditation. Whereas someone who is sensual, it's all about the senses, the music, the beautiful surroundings, the flowers. Often, someone who's sensual, it takes a little while for them to get out of their heads and drop into their body. Textures are going to be significant. Delicious food, dancing, romance, massage. If they're, get distracted, or there's a pile of laundry in the corner, that might distract their ability to stay turned on. And so when a woman comes to me and says, my libido is being affected, I go, okay, well, can we help you in your place of self-exploration? I'm seeing Carlos. Thanks for sharing. When we drop into, who am I? What is my love language? What is my erotic blueprint? If I have a partner, what is my partner's? Right? Because a sensual might bring in roses and music and aromatherapy. And if your partner is energetic, the aromatherapy might be overwhelming. Okay. It might not even be important to them, especially if maybe you find out that your partner is a sexual erotic blueprint. They like naked bodies and penetration and genitals and like very just certainty of orgasm. Get this done. We don't need a whole lot of the fluff. Okay. And once again, there's no good or bad, there's just a dominant. And as we understand the dominant, just like if your dominant is words of affirmation, when your partner speaks to you with words of affirmation, you hear it as, I feel loved. I'm hearing I love you. And so as we engage and expand our relationship, we stop treating our partner as the CVO, and we start leaning into getting to know ourselves and getting to know our partner. Now we're able to speak their language, and we can go, all right, what adjustments can I make so that we're both experiencing pleasure here? We're both feeling heard and seen and connected. Okay. Whereas kinky, on the other hand, it's a little bit naughty. It's a little bit taboo. It's the forbidden. It's the playfulness. And so for someone that's not kinky, it's like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? But we get to learn to expand, because here we are sharing relationships or getting to know ourselves better. And as we deepen into this, it shifts how we exist in our relationship. And what I know is that when we feel passion and we feel heard and seen and loved in our relationships, it then plays out in our confidence out in the world. We will show up as mothers differently. We will show up as business owners differently. We will show up as community members differently, because our cup is being filled and we have our berry basket. Okay, for anyone who follows Allison Armstrong, I love this. She talks about the berry basket. Women, we have this berry basket that we carry around everywhere we go, and we want that berry basket to be filled. When our berry basket is filled, we feel turned on. Okay. And what adds to the berry basket? It's those moments of foreplay. And it can be, he did the dishes for me. It can be, I got a gift, and that's my love language. It can be, we were playing in the bedroom, and I really like I realized that my erotic blueprint is kinky, and that was addressed. Okay. My arousal is responsive throughout the day, and we're understanding one another, and there are berries being put into my basket throughout the day. And now, oh, there's my turn on. There's my desire. And now I feel really creative and juicy and a lot more confident in how I lead and how I build a business and how I show up in the midst of my relationship. And so hopefully that's helpful. I'm curious if anybody, as I said those things out loud, do you have a guess? Just take a wild guess what your erotic blueprint might be and put it in the chat. And you can do a search for erotic blueprint. It's a free quiz. There's a paid version, but just do the free one. It's fun. You can do the quiz. You can have your partner do the quiz. Sensual. Yeah, me too. Actually, I am sensual. And ironically, my husband is energetic. And so it's been so fun as we dig into this and get to know one another and start making adjustments. I go, oh my gosh, that makes so much more sense. Who else? Anybody else willing to take a guess? And then there's obviously shapeshifter. So shapeshifter is a mixture of all of them. Yes, there's a quiz, Robin, but just take a gander, take a guess. Can you take a guess? And yes, there's a quiz. Just do a Google search for erotic blueprint, do the free quiz. And then right when the quiz is done, it'll show up with this little video. So you can watch a little video. But I'm definitely shapeshifter. Yes, Leah. Woo! Of course, you're a boudoir photographer. That's awesome. I'm all of them. Yeah. So Robin, maybe you're a shapeshifter too. I'm sensual and kink. Yeah. And so sometimes we have a couple, just like for those of you that know your disc profile, right? I'm a DI. Maybe you've got more S, maybe you've got more C if you know what that is, or maybe you know your what is it called? Like I'm an ENFP. I don't remember the name of it. But see, there's like different, it's not good or bad. Maybe you know your sleep chronotype. And you go, oh my gosh, this is so powerful and potent for me to know this. And it explains so much. Okay. Which brings me to the action steps with better sleep. I talked a little bit about sleep yesterday, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But if you've not done your sleep chronotype quiz, it's worth doing. Okay. They've found genetic link to when we are most potent, the best time in the day for us to be creative, the best time in the day for us to be working, the best time in the day for us to be really fitting in our workouts. And it's not good or bad. I'm not going to push myself to go do a whole lot before 8 o'clock in the morning. It does not serve me. Okay. If you are going to best receive me with my filled up cup, me and my most potency, you will generally hear from me between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, really 10 to noon. That is my core time. So when I run my group program, that's the time that I run group calls. And what I realized was for a long time, I was perpetually trying to set the times that met everybody else's needs. And they're in multiple continents and lots of different time frames. But I was doing it at the expense of me. And I was showing up at times that my energy wasn't the most potent. But if I want to be my best to serve you, it is okay for me to say, this is the time of day that I'm the most potent. And that will also help your sleep. The other thing with sleep that I didn't mention yesterday is honoring our circadian rhythms and specifically the light that we are exposed to. Okay, so when you wake up, you need sunlight on your face. Okay, if you wake up before the sun, you can get red light therapy. We need to trick your body. But ideally, when the sun comes up, you have sunlight on your face, go outside, even if it's snowing, even if it's overcast. And if that's too much for you, and for whatever reason, open the window, because windows do have blue light blockers or light blockers. So open the window and allow sunlight on your face. Okay. It goes through something called your suprachiasmatic nucleus through your eyes and actually turns on cortisol in the morning when we want it turned on so that we can prepare for our day, turns off melatonin, right? Because it's not time to be sleeping. It's time to have energy and ready. Now that then impacts our serotonin, so that we feel happy. It also impacts our hormonal well being and sets us up for great sleep the next night. Okay. The last thing I want to say about sleep is when we think about our routine getting ready for sleep as the beginning of a 24-hour period. It's so fun to see people over on Instagram too. Hi, everybody. So, if you think about your sleep routine as the beginning of your 24-hour period, your sleep routine is what will help dictate how well you sleep through the night. And how well you sleep through the night will dictate how you wake up and your potency throughout the day. Your sleep will dictate how you store and rearrange and file away learnings and emotional experiences. It will help your body detoxify. It will help your body produce healthy testosterone levels. It will help combat dehydration and feeling toxic and brain fog. And I just finished a 3-part series. I'll put the link in the chat within my podcast specifically on sleep. So I don't want to get too much into it. But if you want to do a deep dive into sleep specifically, and that's something that you're really struggling with, there's the link and just a couple things that you can start shifting. Um, okay, I put in here hydration. Let me just bring up a couple and then I want to make sure that we're staying on pace. So, hydration, it's not just water. Okay, many women say, okay, I know I need to drink more water. Yes, yes. For many, it's not just that I need to drink more water, but sometimes it's the finesse of the water that you're drinking. Okay. Is it filtered? For some of you, you might need to add some green powders into your water or some electrolytes, some Himalayan sea salt. Maybe part of your hydration is we need to bring in some extra coconut water or even some miso soup or some bone broth as part of your hydration. Okay. For if you struggle with heartburn, gassiness, burpiness, adding a little bit of either lemon juice or apple cider vinegar can be a game changer to helping digestion and reducing that stomach upset. Okay. So when it comes to hydration, for me, we're drinking out of glass. I have my Love on there. It's infused with a rose quartz. This is filtered water. I like the Berkey filter. So there are different levels for how we do this. The same with as we clean up toxins that our bodies are exposed to, i.e., endocrine disruptors. Okay. The last thing I want you to do is to feel overwhelmed by all the things that you can do. So we get to start with where we are and we get to start perpetually making baby steps to move the needle. And so for some of you, when I have the opportunity to give you the hand holding and the personalized blueprint and support, we will slowly move the needle in cleaning up your exposure to toxins, cleaning up your nutrition, getting the testing done, getting you personalized supplementation, but not all at once. Because you heard Anna say this is about longevity. Okay. This is about finding a new way of being and existing and living in a way that's personalized to you and can become a lifestyle, not a quick fix, not a diet. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to say, and I see Heidi on here. Heidi, this came from Heidi. Heidi and I were in a conversation. If you look at the second page of day 2, there's a picture in the top right corner of a lighthouse and someone reaching up through the water. And as we were talking about us as women and how I prioritize myself, my question to you is, are you drowning or are you being a beacon of light? Are you allowing yourself to be the lighthouse? Because often as women, we serve, we go, we do, we put out the fire in front of us, and inevitably our cup is empty or there's a big old crack in that cup and it's leaking out our chi, our power, but we don't dedicate the time to taking a pause to refill or dedicate the time to repair the crack. And so in that scenario, that's the picture of the drowning woman. And somehow we don't prioritize ourselves. We stay in that masculine push, 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 go, go, go. You heard Anna talk about like the push to the point that her nervous system was so wound up. It was impacting her marriage. It was impacting how she treated her employees and her team, which was impacting her bottom line. So no matter what you do in the world, if you run a real estate business or you are a coach online or you're a big volunteering in your community, whatever it may be, I promise you, if you are existing predominantly in that push energy, and we all know that behind closed doors, you're actually drowning, those that you're trying to serve are receiving from you in an empty space, and it is not impacting the ROI in the ways that you want it to. If, on the other hand, we allow ourselves to fill up our cup, come from a filled up place as that lighthouse, acknowledging that part of that is allowing ourselves to receive, to be in that circular, flowing, intuitive space that the feminine is so good at. Now our light shines, right? And we become that beacon of light rather than the drowning woman. So we can exist in strong, surrendered, trusting, feminine energy, even as a CEO, even as the CEO of a household, even as the CEO of our health, even as the CEO of our lives, even as we are expressing our sexuality. But it can be soft, right? And it can be from the lighthouse perspective. And Heidi says, are we leaving the beach to go into the water and save others and end up drowning? Yeah. That example, if someone's in the pool and you jump in to save them, are you grabbing your own flotation device first? If not, now we've got two people that are drowning, right? Put your own oxygen mask on before helping another. Okay. We get to grab our own flotation device. We get to put our own oxygen mask on, and it is not selfish. And many of us, as women in particular, have been taught a very different thing. So, once again, this is about long term vision, not quick fix. Oh, good. I'm making it through the workbook so quickly. I wanted to do a share screen again. For those of you that registered and you got the email, where did it go? The handout that was emailed out last night. I just wanted to show it real quick. Here, yeah, this one. Just to show you how I would use it there, because there were so many women that are like, ooh, I love this idea of the moon cycle. How do I make this bigger? I want to close this in the background. There. You can see my daughter. That's my 8-year-old. Here. So this was all emailed to you. And so the way that you're utilizing this is you can print it up. And like I said, a lot of the menstrual tracking apps just aren't complete. Okay. There's this laundry list of things that we can start paying attention to. Okay. So you've got ideally day 1 through 28 in any 28-day cycle. Remember, maybe you're a bleeding woman, maybe you're not. Maybe you're on contraception, maybe you're not. Maybe you have a uterus, maybe you don't. There are still these changes that you will start noting as you track for a few months. Okay. You're taking note of where's the moon, and you're giving it just like a number. Just take note of hope for the future, energy, desire for socialization, headaches, amount of bleeding, breast tenderness, diarrhea, constipation, weight, ability to fall asleep, all of these things. So you're just taking note, check the box or put in a number 1 through 10 and start taking note of, what do I see? For those of you that are bleeding, it becomes a little bit easier and you can see consistently. Like right now, I'm in week 4 of my cycle. For those of you, week 1, day 1 is the first day that you bleed. Okay. So week 4 is your PMS week. So I know for myself, I get a little bit more irritable unless I do my personalized adjustments. Okay. For me, that means I add in some extra chaste tree berry, I add in some extra DHEA, I up my ground flax, I up my I think I already said DHEA. I don't remember. And you get to find out what it is for you, because I noticed this week I'll be more irritable. I'll get a little bit of extra water weight swelling. Um, I tend to get a little bit more constipated, and I tend to be a little bit more achy. So I can preemptively know that about myself, know that right now during this week, this isn't necessarily the time to be out in the world with the team in creative brainstorming. Okay. That is during springtime, which is your week 2. So I think of it as seasons. Week 1 is your winter, your bleeding time, the time to be still, the time to be quiet, the time not to push yourself physically. It's the time to have some Shinrin Yoku, some forest bathing, okay, a gentle walk, some yin yoga. It's the time to be really reflective and go inside. And when you print this up, you'll see there's details here for each of those weeks. So I just wanted to at least show this quickly. You have this in your inbox, utilize it. Um, for those of you in the Women's Vibrancy Code, the more that you use this and then you send it into Aaliyah as the program coordinator, I can look through this and we can go, okay, here are trends. And then I get to look at the results of your Dutch test and the results of your GI map and everything that I know about you. And now I get to really create a personalized plan to go. It's not just that you're going to take this one thing and it's going to be exactly the same all month long. No. Okay. We get to make adjustments based on where we are in any 28-day cycle, because we are dynamic, ever changing beings. And if the moon pulls tides, who are we to think that it won't? Okay. And so for those of you that aren't bleeding, you're paying attention to where the moon is. And you'll notice that consistently the full moon time is your week 1 or generally your week 3. The new moon time is generally your week 1 or your week 3, depending on how the moon pulls you. And you'll go, oh my gosh, yes, that's the time when I'm the most creative. I want to be socializing. I have a lot of energy. I'm going to do big weightlifting. I'm going to engage more sexually. I want to put on my lip gloss and my cute bra and my thong undies because I'm in week 2. And I can help you understand what that means from a hormonal standpoint as well. So, anyway, it's just fun for me to get into. And like I said, you have that resource for you, and happy for you to utilize it. Reach out to me, have a conversation with your success advisor, and let's make sure we can give you the most personalized approach as possible. Hey Wanda, I see you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm seeing, yeah, Heidi, I see you too. Nice to, so fun to see you on here. Okay. So here's what I know. Your loved ones are waiting for you to show up. They love you. They want you to feel great so you can pour into more people for more quality of life and create more impact in the world. You heard Anna talk about longevity. I talk about what is the legacy that we're building, okay? And hopefully you're feeling the support. Hopefully you're gleaning some really great content in the midst of this time that we're having together. Hopefully you've had a conversation with Sarah. If not, Aaliyah, if you can put in the chat the link to book a call with Sarah, I really do encourage you, book a call with Sarah. Have that conversation. Ask your questions. She's there as your success advisor to make sure to give you a personalized approach every step of the way. Okay, put in the chat, loving this process. Put in the chat, loving this process. Loving this process. Yes, yes. Loving this process. And over you in Instagram, you're welcome to put in the chat, loving this process. Loving this process. Yeah. Loving this process. Yeah. I'm loving this process. I'm taking the steps to create my vision, to look at myself in the mirror and figure out where can I up level as the CEO of my life, of my health, of my future. And if you know that you feel fed by accountability, not just to here, do it yourself, not just here's another prescription, jumping from supplement to supplement and kind of like throwing the dart in the dark, but actually tools to be the CEO of your health, not doing your own guesswork, but having quantifiable and qualifiable suggestions that are personalized to you no matter how much time you have, to tap into a tried and proven system with experts that know what they're talking about for your personalized roadmap. Not just mindset, not just professional development and strategy, but actually looking at your physiology, your emotional well being, your sexual well being, your mindset change, so that you can be the amazing expert at what you do in the world and let your support system, your personalized counsel, so to speak, me and the master coaches, if you choose to work with us, let us be amazing at what we know. Okay. And what if you actually allowed yourself to receive? Okay. So yes, you get to hire the marketing agencies and you hire PR and your CFO and your strategist or whatever it is that you may be doing. But you also get to focus on, who am I being? How am I up leveling my foundational well-being so that I can up level how I show up in my zone of genius? Okay. Do you desire to feel seen and heard and held? Okay, if you do, put it in the chat. I desire. Do you desire to have weekly accessibility and to take steps in your timing and at your pace, but feel like you have streamlined and personalized support, not just the cookie cutter care? Yeah. Who am I being? Right. How am I showing up? Yeah. I desire to be seen and heard and held. Yeah. To be able to, as women, circle together and learn from one another. Okay. Changing with one another. I just did that podcast on women being vulnerable with other women. It's so important. And yes, women need that. We need that. Okay. And you deserve to have your women's health specialist available every week to help interpret your labs and order really groundbreaking labs, right? To create personalized solutions once and for all, and to have implementation with group calls and one on one time and a multidisciplinary approach. Okay. That means, at least with the Women's Vibrancy Code, that means a nutritionist, a mindset coach, a trauma release specialist, a sexologist, a Yale trained women's health provider and midwife, plus additional guest experts on topics that you ask for each month. So tomorrow, when you come to the Q&A day, the VIP day, you're going to have the chance to meet many of those master coaches and ask your questions and have some hot seats and continue to hear from women, because that's what I'm talking about. Okay. To have a community and a multidisciplinary approach so that you can pour into yourself and your family and your work and your community and create the passionate life that you are destined to live and you are worthy of living, and allow yourself to receive. And how many of us as women, I know many women that have a really hard time receiving. And I go, what is that about? Why do we have to protect ourselves so much? You get to receive. And you might ask yourself, what will you learn? So let me talk specifically about the Women's Vibrancy Code. And that's the year-long program. And I'm opening up applications. And I want to speak to that briefly to make sure that you're clear on what does that look like. It looks like leaving exhaustion behind. It looks like addressing the constipation and the diarrhea and the bloating and the heartburn and the gut dysbiosis. If you don't know what that is, I get to look at your poop with the team and we get to figure out, how do we give you a personalized approach? It's addressing the brain fog and the fatigue, the undiagnosed or the underdiagnosed thyroid conditions. It's giving you that personalized care. I'm admitting people to up level your hormonal health and actually get a quantifiable and qualifiable peek into what is going on underneath the hood that's personalized for you, so you can recognize yourself in the mirror again and address the weight roller coaster and why it has such impact on your confidence, so that you can let your lioness roar and turn the passion on, and address the anxiety and the depression and the mood swings and the PMS, so that you feel turned on by your life, your lover, and yourself, and move beyond those old patterns, those old stories of guilt and shame, or having a hard time receiving, having a hard time prioritizing your well-being, you'll pour into your work, you'll serve others. But for the woman who says, wait a minute, when's it my turn? I want to actually address the fact that my nervous system is so wound up, right? If you're someone who's struggling with painful periods, irregular bleeding, whatever might be going with your menstrual cycle, that is the fifth vital sign. It's relevant and it's important, and let's get in there. Vaginal dryness or pain, the emotional labor that is in the way. If you're tired or your body's hurting, okay, that is significant, and it is getting in the way. It is taking energy. It is a distraction from you being able to fully show up in your power and in your zone of genius. So you get to find your power, to learn how to ask the right questions. Okay. And then we get to empower our girlfriends and help teach them. Okay. And as you come in and I get to hold you and midwife you through chapters of change, I'm doing my own work alongside you. Okay. I invest heavily in my coaching. I take my learning, my self care, my education seriously, and I'm perpetually up leveling it so that I can pour into the people that I serve. Okay. So that we can grow as women and entrepreneurs and CEOs of our lives. Why is it important? Well, you're going to hear tomorrow from Kathleen and Wanda. You heard from Anna today. What I hear from women is they say, this is the first time I've said this out loud, because we create a safe container. And I hear from women that that experience changed the trajectory of the rest of my life. So it becomes lasting impact, not just a diet, not just another prescription, not just a quick fix, but so that you understand the why, and it changes who you be forever. Forever. It changes who you be in the midst of your relationship. So yes, I can officially say doors are open to the Women's Vibrancy Code, and I have some really special offers for women who make swift CEO decisions. So there's an application. Aaliyah, if you would put the application in the chat, just fill out the application. As long as it's filled out before March 1st, we've got some fun additional giveaways. So no more go, 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 right? No more fake it till you make it, but actually say, I'm ready to try. I'm ready to explore what this can look like for me. And what I know is something grabbed you to be here. Something grabbed you to still be here watching this, to be in this space of co-creation, to be watching it in Instagram, to be watching it in Facebook, whatever it may be. And it grabbed you for a reason. It brought you here today, this week, and it's kept you here. And so I trust that you listen into that. So put in the chat, I'm ready. I am ready. I am ready to feel spectacular, to feel vibrant, to prioritize myself, to receive more abundance, to receive more love, to receive more belonging, to feel spectacular. I'm ready. Yeah. I'm ready for real solutions, not rolling the dice randomly. And I will say the Women's Vibrancy Code is not for everyone. It's for women who are ready to invest some time, energy, and money and some commitment to put some skin in the game. Okay. Yes, it's for productive women. So it's not a whole lot of time. Like Anna said, there are a lot of possibilities, but you don't necessarily have to utilize all of them. But it is for women who are ready to have real transformation. Okay. Not that you are expecting others to do it for you or give you the hand holding every step of the way. There's accessibility, there's a community of women, but you're choosing to be the CEO of your life, to make decisions today that embody the woman that you want to become. Okay, so did Aaliyah, did you grab? Yeah, so the link is there in the chat. Fill out the application. Just fill out the application. For those of you already in the Women's Vibrancy Code, you are welcome to send the application to women that you know would benefit from the experience. Okay, because you know what it's like to receive what this community has to offer and what the transformation can feel like. So you're welcome to share the application for women that are ready to be the CEO of their lives. Okay. Once you fill out the application, our team will help you navigate the best approach for you, whether it's a self-paced kind of lower ticket course or subscription, or you want one-on-one concierge kind of VIP space, or if you like the group process, there are a number of options for you. But I want you to know that for those that come in, these are not typical women, okay? They have big visions and dreams for the impact they want to have in the world, and they run the reps, they do the work, they show up day after day. And you are ready. This is really important. You are ready to be the CEO. And when you say, yes, I'm ready, you fill out that application. It's not for everyone. We don't accept everyone. But if you're accepted, you come in with arms wide open. Okay. I've seen so many people coming and going from, I'm trying to admit. Aaliyah, if you want to help do the admitting too. Um, it kind of feels like this is a moment of decision. Okay. Do you feel ready? I'm ready. Do you feel ready to come into a space where there's group calls, one-on-one time, the lab tests, office hours each week, self-paced modules if you choose to do them, an amazing community, a team of master coaches over time, to have space to rest, digest, and assimilate the transformation. And if that is a strong yes for you, the Women's Vibrancy Code is that signature year-long program. Okay. Like I said, group calls with me and the master coaches, one-on-one time with me and the master coaches, the cost of your labs, the access to an entire website portal if you choose to access it, with every recorded call since April of 2020. And often you'll do a call with me and we'll pick and choose just this one. This is an important one for you to watch. Okay. So what that looks like is this 2,400 a month or a lump sum of 28,000. Okay. For those that do the pay in full, just until March 1st, I'm offering up a 1-day VIP virtual day or an in-person retreat. The next retreat is in Park City, Utah, beginning of August. And so keep in mind, have the conversation with Sarah. If you're in a place and you want to do the pay in full, then you get either the retreat or the 1-day VIP day. Okay. And yes, that's a $5,000 value. But for a couple women, if you say yes right away and you want to come to the March retreat, that's a $10,000 value. And I'm open to giving that away. Okay. For the women that say yes swiftly. You fill out the application before March 1st, and we're here to embrace you and help you navigate what is the best way to support your journey. And maybe you're someone that you'd rather have a more VIP experience where it's all one-on-one. And that starts more in like the $55,000 range. Okay. So we have the accelerator package for the Women's Vibrancy Code just today and tomorrow, slightly discounted rate, but you really do have to submit the application right away. So it's less investment, plus you're going to receive that retreat in the VIP day. Okay. So I encourage you to swiftly take charge of your health, your confidence, your energy, your sleep, your mood, your career, your relationship, your sexuality, your passion, your sensuality, to take away the distractions, the emotional labor, so to speak, and start filling up with the right stuff. A community of spectacular women that are hungry and wanting to do this along with you. And it's time. Okay. Hopefully, you have gotten a lot out of this workshop so far. We still have tomorrow where there'll be some women sharing their personal experiences. You'll have access to the master coaches. You can ask your questions, have some hot seats. But right now, it's time. You get the opportunity to apply. And Sarah will be there to book a call with you and help navigate what is the best way for us to support you. What is the best way for me to support you? So you can really allow yourself to receive and show up as the CEO of your life, the CEO of your health, and you can trust yourself and you can allow change in a way that feels safe. Because, like Anna said, your nervous system gets to unwind a little bit and you can breathe. Because once again, it's not just what you do or what you say, but how you make people feel. And if you are existing in a way where the prioritization is all external and it's all about accomplishing the thing, building the thing, focusing on the strategy, people remember how you make them feel. And that is based on how you feel with yourself, how you feel in your relationships. Yeah. So you can keep trying on your own and rolling the dice and throwing a dart in the dark, or you can come in and say, I'm going to say yes to me. And I'm going to receive some hand holding and some support and community of amazing women that are here along the journey. And we're going to build friendships. We're going to show up at the in person retreat. So we've got a retreat in March. I also have a retreat, like I said, first week of August in Park City, Utah. So now you get to simply trust yourself and listen into the desire. And maybe you feel like your palms are sweating and your gut is churning, and yet you know that the way things are being done is not working for you, right? And you want to focus on your longevity. You want to focus on your legacy. You know that your health is important. And so are you willing to receive? Are you willing to take pause and allow for some spaciousness and up level your energy and your hormones and your libido and your hair and your skin and your nails and your weight and your gut health and your brain fog and your sleep and your mood and all the things that we get to move those struggles, the emotional labor, so to speak, that is getting in your way. We get to move that out of the way. Okay. So I encourage you to stay in the room, come back tomorrow, ask your questions, reach out to Sarah, reach out to Maria. I know that they've all reached out to you, often in Facebook DMs, but if you have the workbook, send an email, text the phone number, okay? And just simply fill out the application. Aaliyah, can you put the application in the chat one more time, please? Okay. As a reminder, we've got the giveaway of the swag bag. Okay. If this has been potent for you, you have the opportunity to pay it forward. Plus, you get entered to win these fun things. It's fun to give away. And all you have to do is go to my Facebook page, the business page, Maraya Brown, follow, find this live, click share, and share it to your page. That's all you have to do. And you're entered to win. And oh, by the way, in the meantime, you are paying it forward and potentially impacting someone else's life. Because I know that there are women out there that need to hear this. And I can't reach them without your support. Okay. Remember that there is homework. If you're in the Facebook group, that's Women Rocking Their Energy, Hormones, and Libido. What needs to change and why? Because here's the important thing, you can make a laundry list of what needs to change. You can sit here and take this all in and take in all of your free workshops, but without implementation, it's not really moving the needle. Is it worth your time? And more importantly, why? Why do you want it to change? What is the current relationship in prioritizing yourself and your relationships? Okay, why is that important? And I encourage you to be in some self reflection to go, what is it that I want? Why is it important? And then ask that same question 3 times. Allow yourself to go deeper, not wider. Okay, I don't want to feel so dang tired. I don't want to struggle with brain fog. I'm tired of not feeling passionate about my life. Why is that important? Because there's things I want to do in this world, and I have my children. I want them to look up to me, and I want them to do what I do, not what I say. Okay, why is that important? Because I want to raise children that make a big ripple effect in the world, and they love themselves and they prioritize themselves. Why is that important, right? So, whatever it is that you're longing for, whatever it is that you're wanting to change, you're welcome to go back. These replays from this workshop will be available for the next week. Go back and watch it again. Really allow yourself to journal what needs to change and why is it important? Why do I want to make these changes? Because it's the why that will impact the motivation to continue to take steps. Okay. You don't have to be the CEO of your health and try to be the expert of all things. You be the expert in the things that you do. Come in and help me and the master coaches be the expert of what I do, as long as you're clear on why. Why do you want to create that change? And as long as you know the why, I can, and you know the what, the how becomes my job, not your job. The how becomes the job of the master coaches and the guests that I bring into the program, not your job, not Google Docs job. not I don't know where else people get information, the 18-year-old at GNC, not their job. Okay? Your job is to find out, what do I want? Why do I want it? Why is that important? Why is that important? Why is that important? And then find your who. Find your who. Who is going to be the individual, the expert with a track record, with a tried and proven system, not someone just popping up randomly over these last couple of years. It's like, I'm going to be a health coach, right? But individuals with credentials and a track record that can be your who to help you with the how so that you can be the expert in your area. Right? I saw, Wanda running a finance agency and doing tax preparation, Heidi and Carrie doing in the world of real estate and building an empire, Anna running a marketing agency, Erica as a coach, Carla and Debbie, I'm still learning more about the work that you do, and Whitney and Leah as a photographer, like Robin running a health business and making amazing vitamin D's for the community. Okay. You get to be the experts in your area. Okay. And when I need that, I know who is my who that can help me with the how in that area. Okay. Your job with showing up as the CEO of your health and your passion and your relationships is simply to get clear with, what do I want and why do I want it? And then find your who that can give you your how and take that emotional labor off of your shoulders that's getting in the way of you really being the CEO of your life. And if I am your who, I say thank you. Fill out the application. You get to meet the master coaches tomorrow. You'll get a feel for who we all are as top experts in our industry. I vet them, and I vet them hard, because this is no joke. This is us in our zone of genius and us being here to support you. Okay. So tomorrow we do a deep dive, that VIP Q&A space. Bring your questions, book your call with Sarah. Aaliyah, one more time, can you put the link in the chat to book the call with Sarah? I encourage you just to have a conversation with her. Okay. Let her know what's up for you. Let her know what questions you have. And for those of you in Instagram, I'll come in after the fact and I'll put the links in there. For those of you in Facebook, put hashtag replay. Let us know what questions you have. Let us know what links you need. We're here. We're here to support you. But all of this is not implementation, it's information. So allow yourself to say, yes, I'll take some help. Yes, I'll receive some help. Yes, I'm hungry. Yeah. Yes, I'm hungry. Put it in the chat. Yes, I'm hungry. And then let's finish it up. Yes, I'm hungry. Yes, I'm hungry. I'm hungry to feel spectacular. I'm hungry to have energy all day. I'm hungry to have restful sleep. I'm hungry to feel totally turned on by my life and happy in my relationships. I'm hungry to be actively creating the life and the work and the existence that I desire. Yeah. Yes, I'm hungry to implement all I've learned. Yes. I'm hungry to be the CEO of my life. I'm hungry to be the CEO of my health. I'm hungry. Because remember, the universe knows one word, and it's yes. Okay? There's a reason why prayer works. You get to ask. You get to ask for what you desire, and here you are. So thank you for being here. And with that, I will see everyone tomorrow. Yes. And I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for how you've shown up for yourself. And let's go. Let's do this dang thing. Good stuff. Ciao, ciao.